Yeah, and it's just absolutely that it's just never going to stop. They're never going to stop. We had what else was the one? I think it was a Georgia. Yeah, here we go. Georgia politician publicly using the N-word as Atlanta suburb declares Confederate History Month. Hooray! Confederate History Month.
Well, they're very fine people.
They are fine. Geez. And this guy is the head of the fine people. And if only they would have let him finish, they would have seen how not racist he is. As he's like throwing down the N-word, talking about how this used to be how it was, right? And he, I think, it's like, it's as offensive as this is. This was the quote. I told you at the time that there were white folks and there were black folks when I was growing up, Mr. Johnson said, speaking to Mr. McCord from the podium. There was white trash, my family, and there was N-Town. I lived next to N-Town.
Well, that makes him,
The comment immediately caught Mr. McCord off guard while the other board members sat quietly. So, I mean, I would like to think they were in stunned silence, but I'm thinking that in Georgia, maybe that's not the case. So he says, you live next to what town? He asked Mr. Johnson. And Mr. Johnson's matter of fact reply, N-Town, son. I'm telling you, son, now that changed, I'm no longer white trash. And he says, hold on a second. Anyway, this is,
no, you're a bigot.
Yeah.
A big giant.
McCord, please let him get to the point so we can move on, Mr. Holberg said. So it's like, please sit down and quit, asking him to keep repeating this embarrassing crap because,
Oh, no, I would have said, no, let's get this documented completely.
Yeah, the guy said the response was he can get to his point, but I'm not going to sit here. Maybe y'all are comfortable with it. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and let this man use this type of language. If nobody else is offended, I am. Now, if y'all want to clap and think that that's okay for this gentleman to stand in 2018 and get here at the Board of City Commission meeting 2018, the Civil War is over and he's using the N-word not once, not twice, 3 times. And he just continues to say it with not one word about who it offends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then the response here is, my skin is white, my neck is red, and I was born in southern bed, he said. Nothing wrong with that. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. It's like, wow, yeah.
Captain Clueless.
I propose we have a list of words that can and cannot be used here at the commission meeting, Bonnie. It's like, how, I hate that response where it's like, hey, you've got this like grotesquely racist label that everybody understands is just completely not okay.
Yeah.
And when someone calls you out for using it, it's like, well, maybe somebody needs to just make this list of words so we know what is okay and what is not okay. It's like, look, they're talking about one, use an ounce of common sense here. And I don't know what rock you're under in this town, wherever this was, this particular Georgia town. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna slam the whole state, as tempting as it might be, but coming from Texas, I maybe don't have big room to talk. So, but I just don't understand how they just get this, that whole, and I see that response so often, not just with this, but so many things where it's like, well, if you're going to say I can't use this word, well, why don't you just, kill me for free speech and martyr me at the altar of free speech? And it's like, look, it's a word. Don't use it. It's not okay here. It's not, and just...
Yeah.
Some decorum. You're council members. Like, try just a little bit. I mean, you have constituents. Do you really think they want to hear this?
Maybe understand that that's a person.
Yeah.
With autonomy and so forth. Like,
and that this language is completely denigrating.
Mm-hmm. That's a person there. Don't have to have empathy, according to Tracie, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Just understand that that's a person. And be fair.
Don't forget you're dealing with an agent.